Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthrow here, and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we pretty much cleared up the Shadow Temple within the first few minutes, and so we went ahead and got started on the next area, which is currently the Gerudo's Fortress. We freed all the carpenters there, and now we are back. On the way here, since this is a new recording session, I might as well mention the bridge that we had to jump across with Epona, or you had to long shot across. That bridge is fixed whenever you have all the carpenters rescued, so you don't have to worry about doing that. If it was an issue, like trying to get across with Epona, the bridge is fixed now, so you're able to come and go as you please without having to do either one of those methods. So, we're going to start this video by doing probably the minigame that I'm worst at in this game. And yes, that's more so than the Bomb Shoe Bowling Alley. And that would be the archery minigame. Before we do that, however, I'm not sure if this is going to send me back to the start of the area or not. Hopefully it won't, but I guess we'll find out. There's actually a Skulltula token that's on the back of this target here. It's only available at night, though. That's why I'm saying it might warp me back whenever I play the Sun Song, but we'll find out. Because, yeah, stop that. Yeah, it's not up there right now, so we'll find out. If it warps me back, then it warps me back. Hopefully it won't, though. Ah, it did. That's lame. And they took my horse. What is this, Majora's Mask? I don't think so, man. You can't take my horse. Oh, she's stuck up there on the cliff. Yeah. That's the problem with calling her in a space that's not kind of wide open like this one, is that tends to happen a lot. Well, where are you? Oh, jeez, hello! I don't think it matters if you play this game during the day or night. I'm pretty sure it's active both during the day and the night. But if not, then I guess we're playing the Sun Song again. But yeah, this is a rather interesting minigame. Surprisingly enough, for those of you that have played this game before, I actually did pretty well on the 3DS version, and I figured I wouldn't because of the targeting system. Oh, there it is. It's actually on the front here. There you are. Thank you. And I checked before we started before I started the recording, that, including that token, we're at 42 now, so we have 8 more before we get the Piece of Heart, so I may get that before we start the last temple, I might get it after. If I get it after, I probably won't have to do that much glitching for it, and yeah, she's not here during the nighttime, so let's switch back to daytime. And yes, I do still plan on showing that off, even if I do have 50 by the time that I, am headed to Ganon's Tower with 19 hearts. I'll still show it off just to show you how to get the 100 tokens, in case you don't want to actually go and collect them all, which, like I said, I really don't think the 100 token reward is worth it, since it's just a gold rupee you can get over and over, because by the time you get it, you don't need money in the game anymore. This is pretty much the last thing you're ever going to need money for, except for maybe, like, buying consumables like arrows or bombs if you needed to, before going into Ganon's Tower or a temple, but even then, you're not going to need 500 rupees for that. You need, like, maybe 100, which you've probably picked up just playing through the game, and you just haven't used them on anything beforehand. Alright, so let's actually get started on this minigame now that we're 4 minutes in, and I spent all that time collecting a token. Hi, I'm in midair. Hey, newcomer, you have a fine horse. I don't know where you stole it from. I didn't steal it, man. Some idiot tried to bet it on a race and lost. How about challenging this horseback archery? Once the horse starts its galloping, shoot the targets with your arrows. Let's see how many points you can score. You get 20 arrows. If you can score 1,000 points, I'll give you something good. Do you want to try for 20 rupees? Sure. Now, the horse is going to move on its own accord, so don't worry about controlling the horse. Just focus on shooting your arrows, which is plenty difficult enough, so aim for the pots first and foremost. And yes, the angle on this is as weird as it looks. and then whenever you come up to this target, just start firing at it. And depending on where you hit the target will dictate how many points you get. So if you hit kind of on the outside of the target, you're getting 30. You hit closer to the center but not quite, you're getting 60, like that. If you hit the center, you're getting 100. $1560. I think that might be enough for one of the upgrades. I don't remember. Is it? I don't remember if it's 20,000. I guess it is. I'm pretty sure 1,500 or more will give you one of them. You're a true master. I'll give this to you. Keep improving yourself. So that's your piece of heart. So yeah, for the quiver you need 2,000. For the piece of heart you need 1,500. So that was good enough for the first one. Let's try a new goal of 50. Okay, maybe it is 1,500 both times then. Okay. That makes sense since you only have 20 arrows. That means you'd have to get a perfect shot every single time. So that makes sense. So yeah, you have to get 1,500 twice. One for the heart piece and one for the quiver upgrade. There's 700 right there. You can get that one pretty easy. Okay, I've got 7 arrows left and I'm at 1050. Got it, 1530. If you run out of arrows, I'm pretty sure they exit the game prematurely. I'll be darned, you are the ultimate master. I will give you an item suitable for the master. This quiver is very important to me. I want you to have it. Take good care of it, okay? You got it. Now we have got the biggest quiver. You can carry up to a maximum of 50 arrows. Very, very, very nice. So with that being said, now, let's go ahead and... No, not that. I was debating on if we want to go back to the 4th ball or not. I think we'll do that after progressing the story a little bit more, but before we start the temple. Just so I have the warp to get over there faster. Because I can always play the Prelude of Light to get back to pretty close to Hyrule Field. So we may not be seeing the 4th bottle in this video, we may. It depends on how much time this takes. I don't think it's going to take too long, but you never know. So first we have to open up this gate, and this is actually pretty easy to do. All you have to do is climb to the top here and talk to this person once you've, gotten past all the guards. Hey rookie, are you going into the desert? I'll open this gate for you. But you can't cross the desert unless you pass the 2 trials. The first trial is the River of Sand. You can't walk across this river. After you cross it, follow the flags we place there. Yeah, the desert's really hard to see in. The second trial is the Phantom Guide. Those without eyes that can see the truth, which is of course the lens of truth, will only find themselves returning here. You're going anyway, aren't you? I won't stop you. Go ahead. And she claps her hands, and it opens the door. No, I don't want to talk to you. I want to go down the ladder. There we go. Tee. And you can't take opponent into the desert, so don't even bother trying. What does this say? Haunted Wasteland. If you chase Mirage, the desert will swallow you. Only one path is true. I'm sure that's entirely true. So the first trial is right here immediately in the Haunted Wasteland, and I'm not a big fan of this area because it's really hard to see. Break this open. So you've got one of 2 options here. Either one, you can use the hover boots and just walk across the river. It's kind of awkward, but it does work. The second one, I believe, you're able to hook shot, or long shot, I should say, these crates, and they'll just take you right over. So that part right there is the one part I was wondering if you could do the Shadow Temple after the Spirit Temple. So yes, you could if you used the long shot. Right here, this is a store that will sell you bomb shoes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here we go. Here's the little ladder. You can jump across to this. Well, I thought you could. Or I could just die. That works too. You probably have to use the hover boots, but all he sells is bomb shoes, so I really don't care that much. You can probably also hook shot the flagpoles, but I mean, crates, flagpoles, either one works. So the other trial was trying to figure out which way to go, obviously, and really, once you get to one of the flagpoles, if you walk just a little bit forward, you can probably barely make out the next flagpole, and so you just work from there. It's actually easier to see on my capture card than it is on my TV, which is kind of strange. Maybe it's because it's a little bit darker on my capture card, so, you know, the colors contrast a little bit more. I'm actually playing by watching my capture card right now. This is much easier than, it was. Now I don't see anything. I guess it's that way. Yeah, it is that one. Okay, I thought I saw it, but I could barely make it out, so... And if you stray too far off the path, then yes, you are just going to wind up back at the start, so... Obviously, you don't want to do that. There's no real way to guide another player through here, though. It's kind of like, yeah, just look around, you'll find it. Okay, I saw it. There we go. I was supposed to say I saw it a second ago. There's another one. I feel like I'm going backwards, and I might be. The desert's like the one spot in this game that I'm really not very good at navigating. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I'm going backwards now. I'm just gonna walk into nothing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's back where the store was. It's really easy to get turned around in here. There's like one flag that goes at a really strange angle where you're almost going backwards, but not quite. So I usually get turned around in here at least once. Just try not to play around with the camera too much, or you will definitely like get turned around and it will send you back the wrong way, because you're going to be like, oh, there's that flag, that was really easy to find, and then sure enough it was just like, no, you thought you saw it, but you didn't. It was the one that you just went through. Yeah, there we go. Once you pass through this, the fog will clear up a little bit, or the desert wasteland, dirt blowing everywhere. I figured I'd jump down here real quick and get this. Ow. You, sir, are a jerk. Give me your token. And in case you're curious of what lighting the two torches does, if I could switch to my arrows, or my fire arrows anyway, it's just a treasure chest with 50 rupees in it, but if you want it, it's here. Oh, I don't know why it spawned there. I was expecting it to spawn up there on the little platform, but it did not. So yeah, just 50 rupees. Magic. Ooh, fairy. I think I have fairies in a bottle. Yeah, I do. I'll just restore the hearts that I've lost from the gold sculpture then. If I could pick up this magic. There we go. Oh, I went through the wall. You! Stop going through the wall. Nah, whatever. Maybe there's another one in here. Nope. A heart and some Deku Nuts, which, yeah, I'm totally using those all the time. Yeah, I didn't think I could long shot up there, but it was worth a try. Make it to where I could climb the ladder a bit faster. It works in Twilight Princess when you got a claw shot onto the vines. In fact, you have to do that sometimes. Alright, so that was the first trial going through, well, really, like I said, there's three. One was crossing the little river indentation. The second was navigating the desert sand area where you can't see. This is where you need the Lens of Truth. So, go ahead and get this out. I'll be your guide on your way, but coming back I won't play. I'll show you the only way to go, so follow me and don't be slow. And before you say, yes, this is the item that you would need to progress that you would get from the Shadow Temple, remember, you didn't get the Lens of Truth from the Shadow Temple. You got it from the bottom of the well, so you could do the well segment and then come here and do that. Because I don't think you need the hover boots for anything. I don't think. Because the hover boots was the dungeon item. Stupid levers, go away. Yeah, these things are just gonna, like, try to get in your way, so just ignore them. Just focus on following the guy here. Yeah, you can see it up in the distance there, but you do actually have to follow him, so... Like with the flagpoles, even if you could see the end of it, you can't just run straight through. they actually do force you to take this path, so you do have to follow him. You don't have to follow him, like, to the letter, like I'm, you know, weaving a little bit right here, and it's not messing me up, but you do have to be relatively consistent. And just ignore the levers, because they're annoying. And once you go through that, then you'll be able to make it across. To one of the faraway areas that's in this game, the Desert Colossus. And no, it's not a reference to Shadow of the Colossus, sorry. It is pretty cool though. I like the Spirit Temple a lot. So yeah, levers are going to ambush you here all the time too. Like with the Stalfos that are in Hyrule Field, if you kill enough of them, a big one will appear. It's not really that much larger, but it's very much purple and orange, so I mean it stands out like a sore thumb. But if you beat him, he'll usually drop like 5 rupees or 20 rupees. Not that it really is a big difference, especially not this late in the game, but it's there. So if you blow up this pathway, there's another fairy fountain back here. And this one contains the last magic spell, because we still have not gotten the last one. We've had Din's Fire and Furor's Wind for a while. Ever since we went through Jabu Jabu's belly, we've had Furor's Wind. And Din's Fire we had after Dodongo's Cavern. So it's not until you get to almost the Spirit Temple that you pick up the last one, and for good reason, because it's very overpowered, so... She's the Great Fairy of Magic. She will give you a magic spell. Please take it. It is useful. I don't ever spam it. There's one part in the game where I wouldn't say spam it, but it would be recommended because it would help a lot. And you'll see why shortly. It does use up a lot of magic in using this ability, though. I think it's like half your magic meter whenever it's doubled. And that is Neru's Love. Casts this to create a powerful and protective barrier. It's defensive magic you can use with C. Neru's Love is in effect for only a limited time, so use it carefully. So what Neru's Love is essentially you cast it around yourself. If you've ever played Wind Waker and you had the magic armor, it's a lot like that. You'll still take the knockback from, like if an enemy hits you, you still take the knockback or the stun from it. However, you will not take any actual damage heart-wise. So if you get smashed by something really heavy, but you have Neru's Love on, you might get sent flying backwards, but you will not take damage from it. So pretty useful. You can look around the Desert Colossus if you want. There's like a little oasis over here, and it looks kind of pretty. I mean, there's nothing important about it. I don't think there's anything here. Yeah, it's empty. I think if you play the Song of Storms, it might fill up. Let's find out. Okay. I'm gonna assume this is where you'd stand to play the Song of Storms? I'm curious. I never bothered doing this. It might show up with fairies. A Skulltula might show up. We'll find out. Yeah, I kind of figured it would at least do that. Yeah, it's just a bunch of fairies. But if you want them, they're here. So. I didn't even do it for the fairies. I just wanted to have the ambiance, of course. Because I'm weird like that. But aside from that, there's not too much out here. There is a couple Skulltulas and actually a heart piece here, but the heart piece is... Hold on a second. There we go. The heart piece is actually up on this little platform right here, and we can't get to that just yet. So while it looks like we're going to enter the Spirit Temple, we're not really going to be able to do much in here. If you go and check these signs, which I think you have to do, if you want to proceed to the past, you should return here with the pure heart of a child. Yeah, but I'm not a child right now, I'm an adult. Will this one give me any hints? If you want to travel to the future, you should return here with the power of silver from the past. Ah, so you see the problem here. The only way to get through this dungeon is to start out being a kid, because there's two different pathways to take here. One is as a child, because as a child you can crawl through these things. You can't as an adult. And as an adult, you need something that are called, is like the power of silver, which will let you move this giant block. But you have to be a kid in order to get that item. So, let's go ahead and leave. And upon doing so, if you heard that ice rumbling in the background, that was me taking a drink. Sonic Ice is always unnecessarily loud, and I got there when it was happy hour, so I figured I'd get something for a recording. Past, present, future. The Master Sword is a ship with which you can sail upstream and downstream 3 times river. The port for that ship is in the Temple of Time. To restore the Desert Colossus and enter the Spirit Temple, you must travel back through time's flow. But you don't really restore anything around this area once it's beaten, not like with the Water Temple or the Forest Temple or anything like that. Listen to the Requiem of Spirit. This melody will lead a child back to the desert. You have learnt the Requiem of Spirit. And there you go. So the reason that you can't do that exact same thing we did as an adult as a kid is because, remember, they let you have access into their area as an adult, but as a kid they don't know who you are, so they would just throw you right back in. You wouldn't be able to get through the desert anyway because, you can't use the hover boots or long shot, so you wouldn't be able to get past that trial. So you have to have the warp, and the warp point is over... No, I didn't want to use the Lens of Truth. Is right over there. That little platform right there is where it will take you to, which will be back here. So I don't have enough time to get that bottle, so what I am going to do is go ahead and pick up a heart piece and also another Skulltula, and I might go ahead and show off the glitch as well. Because now seems like it'd be a good time to do it, because with the Poe hunting, I don't know if I'm going to try to cut that down or if I'm going to show the whole thing. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do there, because that one actually does take a while, and to be perfectly honest, you do not need 4 bottles in this game at all. Like, 3 is plenty. And really, I only used 3 for the Blue Fire segment, so even 3 is kind of pushing it, really. But I am going to show off all the items, so I am going to get that 4th bottle, even though it's really not worth my time. Normally, whenever I'm playing through this game, I never pick up the 4th bottle, like, ever pick it up. I've done 3 heart runs, I've done 100% speed runs. I've done a lot of them, but, like, getting the 4th bottle is a giant pain in the butt, so... I can see why somebody would not do that. No, wait. Oh, I had it right. A, write down A. Okay, now I'm being stupid. It's A down A, write down A, not A, write A. You think from one of my favorite songs in the game I would remember it pretty well, but no, apparently that's not the case. I really do like the Requiem of Spirit, though. Like, Requiem of Spirits, Song of Storms, Nocturne of Shadow, those are all pretty good. My favorite one from Majora's Mask is the Song of Healing. And, of course, the Song of Storms makes a reappearance there as well. These levers are everywhere, man. Get out of here. Now, like I said, I'm not starting the temple, but we've had this last magic bean for a while. And this is where it gets planted in order to get that last piece of heart. I think that's all I need to do here as a kid, so... So in order, in case you're following along, there are 4 magic beans you have to buy to get pieces of heart. One of them is planted here at the Desert Colossus at the very end. One of them is planted in Death Mountain Crater, where you go up onto that little spiral and pick it up, and it's kind of in a really weird spot, but that's where that other one is. One is in the graveyard, where it just took you right up there. It was right next to where Dampe's grave was whenever you were an adult. And then the 4th one is planted in Lake Hylia, which you can also use the Scarecrow song to get up there, too. It's just a force of habit that I'm too lazy to make up my own Scarecrow song. Not even because it's hard, because you can make it anything you want. I'm just too lazy to do it. Plus, I don't like talking to the Scarecrows. Dude, you did it again. You could have knocked that off, man. Maybe there's another song I'm thinking of, like it's in Majora's Mask or something, where I'm thinking it's A, right? A. Though I have been watching somebody play Majora's Mask on YouTube, and they just like started the 4th dungeon in Majora's Mask, and you have to play the dungeon song all the time in that one. But that one doesn't have any A buttons. That's all directionals in there, so I don't know where I'm getting it from. Alright, so there's 2 things we can pick up here. Okay. One is a Skulltula. Mr. Skulltula, that's not very nice. Have a bomb. There are some Skulltulas in this dungeon, so I'll probably be picking up like 1 or 2 more. That was 43 of 50. Well, technically of 100, but I'm only picking up 50. So I'll probably have about 45, 46 when I'm done with the dungeon. And that Skulltula that I just picked up is only available at night. That's why I went for it first instead of the heart piece, because the heart piece is always there. But I'm pretty sure he is only available at night, so yeah, watch out for that. And then here's the other heart piece up here. So with another piece, your life energy will be powered up. So we have the 50 tokens, and then we'll have all the heart pieces in the game, because the last heart container is from the Spirit Temple. And that's actually a good spot to end off, because we are about out of time. So in the next episode, I'm going to show off the Poe hunting, and we might start the child segment of the Spirit Temple, because it's pretty short. The Spirit Temple feels like it's short because you're dividing it into 2 pieces. But we'll kind of see how it goes. There's nothing else that's coming to immediate mind with all the heart pieces collected, because, like, we don't have the other 2 arrow types yet. We're not supposed to. The 4th bottle I already mentioned. The shield we'll be getting in the dungeon. Quiver's maxed. Bomb bag is maxed. We have the gold scale. The only thing we're missing here is the Spirit Medallion and the 50 tokens. Or 44, not 43. Okay. Either way. So yeah, I'll probably go for that 4th bottle in the next episode, and then we might just go ahead and start on the child segment of the dungeon, because that's really about it. Like, that bottle is about the last side quest we can do in the game. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Pitmarthrow with Ocarina of Time, and I will see you in the next one. Later.